This video will discuss using footnotes in the Chicago referencing style. Many citation styles will use in-text citations to indicate when they have used the words or ideas of another person. You can see an example of that here. Don't mind the lorem ipsum text. In Chicago, when we want to indicate in the text when we have cited a source, and we put a number, as you can see right here, which will lead to a footnote. I will show you a little bit about what that looks like. Please note that this number for the footnote should be placed at the end of a sentence or clause. This is a brief example of what footnotes look like from an outer view. You can see that there's a document, and at the bottom or foot of this document, there are a number of footnotes or citations. Here's a zoomed in version of what that looks like. You can see that there are numbers along the side, and you have the information, which we will go in depth in other videos. And you'll also notice that the footnotes are generally arranged in the order that they are cited. And then in contrast, this is an example of a bibliography, which we will also focus on in a separate video. Unlike the footnotes, bibliographies are usually organized alphabetically by surname. You can add the footnotes using the word processing software you have available. For example, if you're using Word, you can click on the area in the document where you want to insert your footnote. You then go to the Referencing tab, or References tab, and hit Insert Footnote. It might look slightly different depending on what version you have, but the essentials will be there. And then the number will appear alongside a space at the foot of the document where you can write up the information. You can see that right here. Notice that the number in the text is superscript, which means it's tiny, raised, but in the actual foot of the document, Chicago likes the numbers to be full-sized, not raised, and followed by a full stop. Don't panic if the word processing software defaulted to superscript. Most assignments aren't going to be too fussed. Just make sure to double check your assignment brief to be sure, and make sure that you are consistent in your styling. One final point about footnotes. If you need to cite multiple sources in the same spot, try not to include multiple superscript numbers at once. That'll just look cluttered. Instead, use just one superscript number and then put all the sources in that one note, separated by semicolons. Now that we've covered the basics, we will look at other aspects of Chicago citations in more depth throughout this video series. You can also visit the relevant course resource help page for your subjects.